Okay, this lesson is on determinants, and a determinant is a number that we're going to need with matrices here for the next idea. So it's a pretty easy concept. So let me, especially when it's just a 2 by 2. So let me show you what's happening here. First of all, the absolute value symbol means determinant. So if you see an absolute value symbol in a matrix format, it means determinant. And let's say we've got a number in that spot, that spot, that spot, and that spot. So I'll just call them A, B, C, and D. The determinant, which is often written like this, the determinant of some matrix, let's call it the matrix A, it's these two minus these two. So it's the A number times the D number minus the B number times the C number. And literally that's all there is. So you can see the answer to number 1 is supposed to be negative 21. So let's see where that comes from. So the AB, so it's those two, it's that diagonal, that's this AD right here. So it's going to be the negative 1 times the 5. Then the definition of itself has a minus, so it's minus, and then it's these two, 4 times 4. So here we have negative 5, here we have minus 16, and that's where the negative 21 comes from. That's called the determinant. So they're real simple for these 2 by 2s. It's this one times this one, so 2 times negative 2 minus this one times this one. So 0 times really anything. So that's negative 4 minus 0. So that's where the negative 4 comes from. That quick. It's always in the same order. It's A times D, so negative 1 times 5 minus, it's always a minus from this. And then it's the, what was that right there? 4 times negative 3. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. So we have negative 5 plus 12, and that's where the 7 comes from. And number 4, okay, same spot, negative 4 times 5 is negative 20 minus, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So the determinant of number 4 is negative 36. Okay. The determinant for a 3 by 3 is a little bit more complicated because we've got to break it down to what we did just now. So it's gonna, let me just walk you through one right here. So I'm gonna take, look at my pen's not working. See if I can get this thing down. Okay, so I'm going to start with that spot right there. That is the number 1. So once you find that spot right there, now we've got to take out its row and column and find the determinant of this little piece that's left. Okay, so it's going to be 1, so then it's the corners like we just did. So it's going to be the 4 times the negative 1 minus the other 2 corners, which will be the 5 and the 0. Okay, so that's starting with that spot right there. Then we add to that so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take that 1, but we alternate signs all of the time. So the first one was, we just take the first one, then the second one is negative, then the third one is positive. So it's going to be minus and then 1 times some things. So I'm going to cross out its row and column, and now I need the determinant of this group. Okay, so that's just going to be negative 5 times negative 1 minus, and then that number times 0, which is just going to be 0 again. Okay, and now I'm going to do it to the third one. So now I'm going to take this 4, so plus 4 times, cross out its row and column, and the determinant which is left is negative 5 times 0 minus 4 times 0. Okay, so all of that, so we've got So this turns out to be, so this piece right here is 1 times negative 4. Then there's a minus. So this piece right here is 1 times 5. And then there's a plus. And then this piece right here is 4 times 0. So that's just 0. So the whole thing becomes negative 4 minus 5, which is negative 9. That's the determinant of that 3 by 3. Okay, let's do number 6 to do another one to make sure we have everything going. So it starts out with a 2. So I need 2 when I cross off its row and column. That leaves me this determinant of negative 3 times 0 minus 1 times 0. Okay, then the next one I'm going to do is a 2. So remember, it alternates signs. So the first one was a positive. So this one will be minus. So I'm going to subtract that 2. And now get rid of its row and column. So now I need the determinant of what's left over. Negative 4 times 0 is 0 minus 1 times negative 2. Okay, and then the last one is going to be plus this one, so that's the 2, times the determinant that's left over for this one. So that will be negative 4 times 0 minus negative 3 times negative 2, which is 6. Okay, when I add all of that up, that much is 2 times 0, so that's 0. This much is, let's see, what do we have in here? So this is going to be a plus 2, really. So I've got negative 2 times 2, so that'll be a negative 4. And then this part is 2 times negative 6, so negative 12. So I've got negative 4 plus negative 12, which is negative 16. Okay, number 7. So we start out with this 4. So when I get rid of the 4, I have the determinant right there. Negative 2 times 3 minus 4 times negative 3, so negative 12. Okay, now I'll do the middle one. So that's going to be a 2, but it alternates, so it's going to be a minus 2. Get rid of its row and column. So that determinant is negative 1 times 3 minus 4 times negative 3. Okay, and now I'm going to do the last one. The last one is negative 3, so plus, so it's plus minus plus. Okay, so it's negative 3 times, get rid of its row and column. The determinant is negative 1 times negative 3 minus negative 2 times negative 3. So let's see what we have here. So I've got 4 times 6, so that gives me 24. Here I've got negative 2 times 9, so negative 18. And here I've got negative 3 times negative 3 for 9. 24 minus 18 is 6, plus 9 is 15. And the last one, I'll take this determinant, so negative 1 times its 2 by 2 determinant. So that's negative 3 times 0 minus negative 3 times negative 3. Okay, that was the plus. It goes every other one. So then I'll have a minus this 0 times its determinant. Now, what does it matter what's in there? I'm not even going to put anything in there because 0 times whatever is not going to matter. It's just going to be 0. And then plus the third one, 3 times whatever its determinant is. So negative 2 times negative 3 is 6 minus negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. Okay, so this section right here is negative 1 times negative 9, so that's worth 9. this section is worth 0, and 3 times 0 is worth 0, so the whole thing is 9. That's how you do determinants. They're not that difficult, but they're going to become very useful very soon.